Greetings, fellow bridge lovers, and welcome to our GNTC recap series. If you didn't already know, I was at the Toronto NABC, and I had an absolute blast of a time. I will always remember Toronto. It was an amazing, amazing event. The first thing that we need to describe is what is the GNTC? Well, GNT stands for Grand National Teams, and it is an event where all of the ACBL bridge districts, here's a map of the ACBL bridge districts, will come together at nationals and fight to see which district has the strongest team. GNT has 4 total flights. You have the championship flight, which is open. You have the A flight, which you have to have 6,000 or fewer master points, not between the team, but per person on the team. There's no person that is allowed to have 6,000 or more master points on your team. GNTB, which is 2,500 or fewer, and then there's GNTC, which is 500 or fewer as of right now. I was participating in GNTC. Everyone on my team had fewer than 500 master points. So how does GNTs work? How did we get to this point? Well, every district has their own way of qualifying a team to go to GNTs. For me personally, we had 2 teams vying for the GNTC spot, and we happened to win. The funny thing is that last year, this same team, it wasn't exactly the same team, but it was many of the same faces. They beat us to get to GNTCs, and this time it was our turn. So that was what happened in District 21, but there are other districts that have more complex methods. The general idea is that if you have fewer than 8 teams, only 1 team gets qualified to the national competition. And if you have 8 or more teams competing, then 2 teams get qualified to the national competition. Along with going to nationals, having the ability to compete for your district at nationals, the district sends you a stipend for you, which generally covers your flight. They give you some compensation for you to be able to go to nationals in the first place, which is very, very helpful, especially for a young player like me. So we get to GNTC, and the format is we have a total of 23 teams from the different districts. There were a bunch of districts that sent 1 team, and then there were 2 districts that actually were able to send 2 teams. So I guess that means that there were about, if my math is correct, we had 19 total districts represented out of the 25. GNTs last a total of 5 days. Day 1 is a qualifier to get into the knockout stages. So all 23 teams will play against each other to see who is in the top 16, and then the top 16 then go into a knockout. So Team 1 will play Team 16, whoever from there moves on to the next day. And you keep going for 5 days, for as long as you can. Lots of teams get knocked out, but it's a battle for district glory, right? So day 1 goes the best it possibly can. I'm going to put my scorecard up here. So we played 8 rounds in a Swiss. And basically what happens in a Swiss tournament is you are put up against teams that have a similar score to you at the time of pairing. So you're first going to be randomly assigned, and then whoever wins the match is going to play a team that won by a similar score the next round. And the team that lost the match is going to play another team that lost by a similar margin the next round. And so every time you're supposed to be playing against someone who is of your strength. So the best teams are playing against the best teams. So here were the scorecards. We first started out with a 14 imp win, which was awesome. A 2 imp win. Then we popped off. We went really good. We then went for a 22 imp win, and then a 42 imp win. So we were certainly in first at this point. After that, we had a 9 imp win after the break, and then a 12 imp win, so things are going good. We're confidently in first place. District 21 represent. We then lose to Team 313, District 13, by 3 imps. It happens, right? We have our losses, but we're still in first place, and then we go on and win the last round by 27 imps. We were comfortably in first place going into day 2. And the cool thing about coming first place is the top 4 teams from the Swiss get to choose teams from the bottom half, which one they want to play on day number 2 in the round of 16. So since we were first, we got first pick, and we chose the 3rd team that we played. We beat them by 22. It wasn't our biggest win, but it was a win that, it didn't feel like it should have been that high of a margin. But it was just that there was a lot of games that were missed, and we thought we could pretty confidently capitalize on this team. So these were the brackets coming in to day 2. So that is when we get to present. I'm going to be telling you in this video the story of day number 2 of the GNTCs. I've got some interesting boards for you. And yeah, see how all of that went. So today we were playing team number 325, and we're going to be playing 52 boards against them, split into 13 board quarters. The team that wins this match goes on to the quarterfinals of GNTCs. So it's all very exciting, kind of nerve-wracking, and we start off with quarter number 1. I'm going to go to live time Kai to explain to you some fun boards. This is the only time we're going to be having live time Kai because throughout the rest of the competition, we were very, very rushed. We were playing slowly and carefully, and I didn't have time in between the rounds to be explaining what happened on the hands. So let's get into some fun hands that we had.
Okay, first quarter done. We played 13 boards against our opponents. We're playing a total of 52, 13 4-board quarters, and it went decently. We're up by 35, which is good. We had a few little blunders, but we did have 2 fun hands. You hold this, and it opens, your partner first opens 1 spade, and then it goes pass to you. You think a little bit. You consider bidding 4 hearts as a splinter, but you think maybe it's a little bit too strong. Partner might get overly excited if you show a heart splinter because it shows game forcing values and you don't have game forcing values. So you think about it, eventually you decide to bid 4 spades, showing a weak hand with 5 spades, and then goes pass. Your partner just yeets out 6 spades. His hand is a rock, I guess, so he bids 6 spades, and it goes pass, 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 and here's the hand. You're off 2 key cards, which is a little bit tough, but you get a little bit of a break on it because partner started off by playing, it went heart lead, jack of hearts lead, to the ace, and then partner just bangs down the ace of spades, and the king drops offside. I mean, it's not all that unlikely that the spades split 1-1, so it certainly was a possibility. It dropped, and then it went ace of clubs, and then club to the king, and then another club, and the queen falls. So you get to pitch your diamond loser too. So that's life, and it worked out. So plus 10-10, a good score. So happy we're in slam. That was the fun hand. There was another hand that happened immediately after. And curious what your guys' thoughts on this one is it starts off 1 spade on your right, you pass, 2 spades on your left, 3 spades by your partner, and then it goes 4 spades on your right. So first off, got to decide what this 3 spades bid is with no discussion. I mean, it looks like a Michael's bid, especially when they are bidding to 4 spades comfortably. Because partner doesn't necessarily have to have a lot of points, but when you're vulnerable here, it's kind of like, what do you mean? Like, you've got to have some values for this bid. Like, you're forcing me to 4 clubs or 4 diamonds, and we're vulnerable, so you have to have something. So 4 clubs or 4 diamonds or 4 hearts, which could be a good score based off of just simply distribution. So thinking that, so after the 4 spades, what would you do? I just decided to pass because I feel like things could go very wrong here, especially when I'm not completely confident that it is Michael's, although I was very certain it was Michael's. I really was considering bidding 5 clubs because we almost certainly have a fit there, and if partner suit is diamonds, then whoa, great. But I chose goes pass, 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 and they're in 4 spades. And here's the full hand. I led a heart to try to get a heart ruff. And that didn't work very well, especially when the ace of hearts singleton is on the dummy. So after that, Declare played a spade to their queen. So I'm assuming that my partner has the king of spades. And very important to note here is that on the first heart, partner played the queen of hearts, saying, I don't like hearts, don't keep playing hearts. play a diamond instead. So partner said they liked a diamond. So either they have like the ace of diamonds, or maybe they have something else that's helpful. So goes queen of spades. They win that trick, and they realize, oh, I need to rough hearts. So they play a low heart, and I take my jack of hearts. I play a diamond, queen of diamonds, trying to give partner whatever they're looking for, and then partner plays their king of spades. So we still got our jack of spades and king of spades here. Issue is that partner played too many high hearts here, and their last hearts set up in the end for making when they should be down one. But that's life. So that was a fun board. Let me know your thoughts. Would you have bid over the 4 spades? I thought it was too risky, but I'm glad I didn't, because this person had 5 clubs. All right, on to the second quarter. Wish us luck.
All right, so quarter 1 is over, and we are very, very happy. These are the scores of all of the brackets at the time. So we go into this quarter 2, and we're playing, and it feels extremely good. We're capitalizing on a lot of positions where the opponents might have slipped up, and we made some good plays as well, so we're doing very well. And then we hit board number 11, and this has one of my favorite end plays I've ever completed. Here we are. We land on this board. Board number 11, everyone is vulnerable, and your partner is the dealer. So the auction starts out with a 1 club opening from partner, pass from East. You decide to bid 1 heart to show your 4 card major. And then we have 2 diamonds from West, showing a good hand with diamonds. Partner doubles, showing a total of 3 hearts exactly. So now we know we don't have a fit in hearts. It goes pass, and I have a 13 high card point hand opposite partner's opening, and I think we have to be in game, so I just bid 3 no trump. Normal auction, great. The only concern that I have with this hand is I only have 1 stopper in diamonds, and we don't really have a clear source of tricks indicated from the auction. I mean, we have 7 hearts, which isn't great. Partner at most has 4 spades, so that's not really a source of tricks. The only thing is if partner has a good club suit, and if partner has a good club suit, then they're also short in diamonds, so things could be a little bit scary. So the ace of diamonds is led, and partner comes down with this dummy. And you immediately make a plan, right? We've got 2 spades, we've got 2 hearts, we've got the ace of clubs, and we're also going to get the king of diamonds, which is going to be a total of 6 tricks so far. So we need 3 more tricks, and my eyes immediately shoot to the club suit. We can possibly set this one up. You can also possibly get 2 additional tricks in the spade suit if the queen of spades is onside and the spade are 3-3, but the problem that we have here is the diamond suit. If we ever let them in to run the diamond suit, we're immediately down. There's no scenario. The very best that diamonds can slip for us is 5-4, and that would mean that they get 4 tricks in diamonds and 1 trick in whatever suit that we attempt to set up if we lose the lead, of course. So after we win the diamond, we need to take the rest of the tricks without losing a single trick, or at least that's the way it would seem. We can actually make our chances a little bit better by doing what we call a hold-up play in diamonds. So anytime that diamonds split 5-4, there's no way we can ever stop one of the sides from ever playing diamonds, right? But if they split 6-3 or better, right, or I guess worse, then at least one side is going to be completely shut off from leading diamonds to their partner. So since West has 5 or more diamonds, we would want West to have at least 6 diamonds and East to have 3 diamonds. If we go down a lot, but at least we have some shot at making this contract. If it's split 5-4, we have absolutely no hope except for if the king of clubs is onside, the queen of spades is onside, and the spade split 3-3. That's all. So goes diamond, diamond, diamond. They play a diamond. I pitch a heart. I don't want to pitch spades because if spades split 3-3, this 4 of spades is a trick. I duck this so that anytime that East has 3, right, we're going to play a diamond, club, and if East plays another diamond here, that might be their last diamond. It's not completely confirmed, but we eventually see that East pitches the 2 of hearts. Okay, and we win this one. So we get 2 big tidbits of information here. we have the information that West has 7 diamonds and East has 2 diamonds. The other thing is that East pitched the 2 of hearts, and I asked them what their discards are, and I was told odd even. So odd even is a discard system where if you play an odd card in a suit, it means that you like the suit that you are discarding from. If you play even in a suit, you're saying that you don't like the suit that you are discarding from, you like one of the other suits. You play a low even card to signify the lower one of the remaining suits, and we discard a high one to show interest in the higher of the remaining suits. So the 2 of hearts here tells me that East likes clubs. So I'm immediately envisioning that East has King 10 third of clubs, King 10 fourth of clubs, something along those lines. So big information there. Also important to note that someone did pitch a heart, so we could possibly gain an extra trick in hearts if we get some more heart pitches, or if the person with the length in hearts at this point only has 3 hearts. Okay, so the first thing that I'm thinking in getting towards 9 tricks is to take the spade finesse, because we know that East is out of diamonds. And East would have to play something else to try to get back to West for West to run their diamonds. So this finesse in spades is safe because there is no way for East to get to West immediately so that West can run their diamonds. So I decide, okay, if the spade finesse doesn't work, we really have to change the plans here. We really have to work on clubs. But if the spade finesse does work, we just gained a trick, and then we only need 2 more tricks left. So I think that playing a spade here kind of gives us a sense of direction on where we're going to go. Spade finesse works. Okay, great. Next thing to check is, do spades split 3-3 or not? The answer is no. They probably don't. I don't really see... I mean, technically, West, if they had Queen 10, knowing that they're equal, could have pitched the Queen from Queen 10. But a lot of the time, I would expect, especially in GNTC, that they are not going to be pitching the Queen. They're just going to be pitching their lowest card that they can. So I was thinking at this point that I now know that West has shown 7 diamonds and 2 spades, and East has shown 2 diamonds and 4 spades. All right, so at this point, I decide to use the information from the first discard that we had here, East indicating that they have the King of Clubs. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to use one of my entries. I'm going to play a heart to the ace, and then I'm going to take the club finesse. All right? If they cover, it's fine. If they play low, then great. All right, club finesse works. And here I was thinking, how do I most safely get my last trick? How? How is it? How do you do it? And I tell you that there is a way, with the given information that we've had so far, to guarantee that this contract makes. And it has to do a lot with the distributions. And it all has to deal with the length in hearts. The first thing that I'm thinking is I can get a trick by end playing East and forcing them to play clubs. The other way that I can gain a trick is if I am able to knock out the suit with long hearts and then make my last heart good. The only problem with playing out the hearts to try to set up a heart trick is that you don't know who is going to be winning the last heart trick. Is it going to be East or is it going to be West? Because if you play heart to the king and you play another heart and West has the last high heart, then in this case, they can just run diamonds, right? So you don't know who has the last heart. But you know that there are only 3 hearts remaining because we had 1 heart pitch and we had both people follow to 1 heart trick. So what I think really works here is first we figure out how the heart suit is. So we play a heart, heart to the king. And what this does is it ensures that there's always 1 heart left. If, let's say, East had the last 3 hearts remaining, West would show out at this point, and we would know now that their distribution is they have 2 spades, 3 hearts, and 1 club left. And if they have 1 club left, it is the singleton king of clubs, and we would be able to play the ace of clubs, and then the jack of clubs we know is high. But that isn't the case, because West didn't show out. But we don't know here who has the queen of hearts. But that is fine, as long as we put East in guaranteed. And how can we guarantee that we put East in? The spades. We know that East has the last remaining spade. And when we do this, spade, right? And then another spade, they win it. What happens here is if East has the last heart, they're going to win it, and then they have to exit clubs. But if East doesn't have the last heart, then they must have 3 clubs remaining, and they cannot play a heart to West. So there is no way for West to ever get in on this line, period. And they would just be forced to lead away from clubs. The way that it actually works out here is it goes Queen, 9, 6, and now 10, and we know to finesse it because the finesse worked once, and now we get 9 tricks. This end play was so satisfying to pull off. I really, really was happy with this line. I want to show you another scenario. You might be wondering what happens if the East hand would have played the King of Clubs over our Queen, because now you're not end playing them with the King of Clubs. But what happens is if they cover, now they're end played with something else, right? We play the King of Hearts, we do the same thing, right? And now all that they have remaining is they have, it's the exact same line. Pitch this, goes Queen of Hearts, and now they are stuck playing away from their 10 of clubs. Like this. And we would still take 9 tricks. So this was an 100% line that we took here, and it felt so satisfying to do so. I was very happy with this. At the other table, something else happened. We had an auction that got them to 3-no trump. They had a different lead. They had the Queen of Diamonds lead, and this is a killing lead. There's absolutely nothing that Declarer can do because at this point, West doesn't have to continue diamonds, and we don't ever get our diamond trick. And of course, you can take this, but you don't want to take this because anytime that East gets in, now East can play their diamond to West's wrong running diamond suit. So like, if ever, like let's say you take the spade finesse and you do this, like this, and you play a heart to the ace, oops, heart to the ace, and you play a club, they cover, right? And you don't have enough tricks. You're going to have to either lose a heart to set up the heart suit or lose a club to set up the club suit, which is what you would do here. Play the jack, and then like this, right? Now, West just has this running diamond suit. So the Queen of Diamonds, and if you lead the Queen of Diamonds, and let's say Declarer doesn't take it, same problem. It's just that here they play low, right? And then they switch to something else, like let's say clubs. And same thing happens. You try to set up the club suit, Declarer can't get enough tricks, and East is able to play, like let's say you try to set up a club suit. You wouldn't do it immediately, but something like this. And then East can play the 10. If you play low, they win the jack. If you play the king, then West wins the ace, and then the diamond suit runs. So the Queen of Diamonds here would have easily set the contract because Declarer has so many fewer options. They can't cut communication. They can't guaranteed cut communication between East and West. But I could, and I did, and I end played them to make the contract, and it felt amazing. It was a pickup of probably something like 12 imps. So that felt really good. And quarter number 2 is over, and you can see that we are ahead by a large margin. Here are the scores at present with all of the brackets. So we are very confident going into round number 3, but first we have lunch, and lunch is one of my favorite things ever, because food, you need to refuel yourself, right? So we went and got doner kebab and talked about the hands, of course. We come back and we are ready to play round 3, and quarter 3 is not as good of a set for us. It didn't feel as good, but we get to the last board, and then I have an interesting bidding problem. I'm the dealer, all of us are vulnerable, and I decide to bid 1-no trump, as you do. 15 high card point hand, balanced shape, 2 diamonds from West. which is just natural. Partner bids 2-no trump. We play Lebensal. So this is either an invitational hand from partner, or partner just wants to drop me in clubs. It goes 3 diamonds from East. They're getting in there, and this is actually very, very frustrating. So, what do? You have only 15 high card points, and you don't know whether or not partner has a invitational hand, or partner has a hand that just wants to drop you in clubs. So it's very much a guess. A majority of the time, partner's going to have the invitational hand, I guess. I'm not sure where the statistics are on that one, but I think it's more likely that partner has a hand that wants to keep going. And I'm here, and it's not a bad 15 count. I've got 3 completely guaranteed tricks, completely guaranteed trick in hearts, and a 5-card heart suit that partner would otherwise not know about. I don't have a bad hand, per se. It is a 15 count, but it's a good 15 count. So I decide to opt in and bid 3 hearts. I'm not completely sold on whether my bid is correct or it's not, but I felt that I had something to disclose to my partner and that my hand wasn't all that bad. So if partner had an invitational hand, I want to tell my partner that I have a hand that would accept an invite from them. It then goes past, partner bids 4 hearts. So I'm like, okay, I think I might have hit the jackpot here. Pass, pass, pass. So we're in 4 hearts, and I'm thinking, okay, I hit partner with a suit, a good suit probably, and then the lead happens, ace of diamonds. And I look at the dummy, and I'm like, what was my partner's plan? What was the 2-no trump for? Because, they have a game-forcing hand. Did they just want to play in 3 clubs? I don't think they would want to. I thought, well, maybe they were scared about the diamond suit. So what they were doing is, well, I mean, if they wanted to just be in 3-no trump, the system we play fast and eyes, he would just bid 3-no trump, denying a diamond stopper. And at that point, we would just have to scramble. And we would probably have ended up in 4 hearts still. But maybe partner was bidding 2-no trump, having me bid 3 clubs, and then he would bid 3-no trump, treating his diamond king as a stopper. That's also a possibility, but we end up in 4 hearts here, and ace of diamonds is led. I'm just like, this is not good. We have a bunch of diamond losers, and our heart suit has holes. It's got holes. It's not good. We have to find a way to deal with all of these things. So my first immediate plan is like, okay, I've got the losers and diamonds. I've got to get rid of those first if I can. The worst thing that could possibly happen here is if we played ace of diamonds and then they switch to hearts. It goes ace of diamonds and then it goes heart to the ace and then another heart. And then I'm like, now I can't get rid of my diamond losers. I just can't do it. So that is my big concern here. And that doesn't happen, thankfully. Perfect defense, it would be really a tough hand to make if they decided to switch to hearts, but they switch to spades. Goes spade, spade, I win, and I just start cross-ruffing. Heart, spade, and I trump again, and I just play another spade because if they trump it, hopefully it's the long hand of trump that's trumping it, but the spade split 3-3, which, great, we love that. And now we just draw trump, ace of hearts, and then club, queen, ace. And the question is, how are we supposed to get back to our hand to draw the trump? We know that spades is wrong. We know that we should never play spades to try to get back to our hand because nobody else has spades. They're always going to be over-roughing us. So our best chance is to be playing on the club suit, and the person who is long in clubs is in the west. If the person who's long in clubs is in the west, then east has to rough before us if they want to rough at all. And we just have a easy way to get back to our hand. So I play the king of clubs and another club, and east decides to trump it, which they probably shouldn't. If they were counting the clubs and they knew that the 10 was still out, then they would know that west has a higher card than my 8 of clubs. But they do trump it, and what happens is now we know that west has the last club. We can over-trump this, and then we can continue drawing our trump. we play the Queen of Hearts, and we get the luckiest possible drop. The Jack of Hearts falls, and then after this, the Nine of Hearts falls, the final heart remaining, and our last heart is good. So a hand that possibly could have been down like a lot really worked out for us. We were quite lucky, and this was a big pickup. Here's the double dummy. So if they lead hearts, we have problems. All right, and after that board, quarter 3 has concluded. Boy, did I get lucky, but it was a positive score. We gained imps on it, and they were imps we needed in order to win that quarter, actually. So we're currently winning by, like, in the hundreds. It's very hard to come back, and the opponents had a dinner reservation that they didn't want to miss, so they decided to not play the last round, which meant that we get to move on to the quarterfinals, which is exciting. I enjoyed playing against this team. They were very light-spirited, and even though they got picked by the first place team, there was no animosity between us. You know, it's just kind of how the game goes. I personally don't like having to choose anyone, kind of saying, hey, I think that we would have the easiest time beating you. I hope that they didn't interpret as we thought that they were the weakest team, because there were some teams that possibly were weaker that we just didn't play, and we didn't want to like take a guess at whatever. It's better to go with a team that you know that you can beat. So I guess it was more unlucky that we played them in the round robin stage and we got a good synopsis of how they were playing. Yeah, we're into the quarterfinals. Normally bridge events start at 10 a.m., but quarterfinals start at 9:30, so it's going to be a little bit more of an early morning. I didn't tell you, but I have an hour commute every morning and every evening to get to and from where I was staying. So that makes life a little bit harder, but it's all good. We do anything for bridge. So yeah, we're heading into the quarterfinals, and I hope you enjoyed this video and this format. If there's anything that you would like to see differently, please leave a comment and let me know. I would appreciate any suggestions on how you think the storytelling can be better so that this is the best quality that it could possibly be. And if you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the ACBL YouTube channel so that whenever we post, you get notified, especially for these next upcoming GNTC videos. There are some really, really fun boards here, and the ending is so intense, y'all. I don't know how to describe it to you. Subscribe to the channel so that you can know when this final comes out, because this final video is insane. All right, that is it from me today. I hope that you are all having a wonderful day and that I see you at the bridge table sometime soon. Keep on bridging, everybody.